Good morning, everybody, and welcome to SpeedGaming's Charity Marathon, benefiting No Kid Hunger. My name is the Great Todd Man, or you can just call me Todd, and I'll be with y'all hosting for the next couple of hours here. Let's get things started off right by going through a couple of donations. First one we got is Roddy295, donating $50. This is a great project that needs to be supported. A lot of work goes into the planning and execution. Not to forget, of course, the foreground of the children who need this help bitterly. Greetings from the Roddy. We got Vati with the $21 donation. We got Tiny Tim with the $29 donation. Hey y'all, let's get the marathon off to an amazing start. Good luck on the run, Jangle Storm. Cheers. Mod366 with the $5 donation. What a horrible night to have a pirate's curse. I love seeing Shantae during the marathons. Such good games. Good luck, Jangle Storm, and everyone else that's running this event. We've got Kevin Winks with the $20 donation. Every child deserves to be happy and healthy. This is a great cause. Donation incentive for SMZ3 SM Spite Mega Man X. We've got Nickel Dime with the $500 donation. Happy to give to a great cause, and families in our area benefit directly from and watch great speedruns at the same time. It's a win-win. Good luck on the Shantae run. Target goes to Shovel Knight Showdown, medium. Randy Butternubs with the $20 donation. Feed the kids. I hear that. All right. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the next run. That's going to be SBDworlf running Donkey Kong Country 2 any %. Enjoy.
Floor is mine. Hey guys, hey everyone. I was told that there were some audio things. Hope everything is alright. You can tell me if stuff is not. But this is Donkey Kong Country 2. You'll never guess what game this game is the sequel of. But yeah. I guess we can get this started. It is a very technical run, let's just say that. Run that I'm really enjoying, really fast-paced, really good movement. Alright, I think I might already have a file here. Yes, I do. Do some warm-up runs that I did earlier. Okay, time starts right here, so here we go. Alright, so this game again is very heavily focused on movement. You want to be rolling as much as possible because rolling is faster. You get Dixie Kong as your partner, who has a hover ability. Is actually going to be really useful in some stages. In Donkey Kong Country 1, on the other hand, for example, you have Donkey, which you basically almost never want to use. But in this game, Dixie has an actual niche, and her movement will actually turn up being really useful in some stages. This is going to be a wrong warp. Get this beetle. Invisible object. And there we go. So, there's this thing where you can create an invisible object. A lot of games have this kind of exploit, actually, where you can hold a non-existent object, and that object can be filled with other stuff. And in this case, I'm throwing the warp barrels. And when you throw a warp barrel with an invisible object, and then you step into the warp barrel, it ends up triggering a failsafe that ends the level on the spot. It'll be used to save some time here and there. Not that these levels are very long anyway, in the first place. In Worlds 1 and 2, you have these developer-intended warp barrels that get you to the end of the stage. So for the starter run, we'll be using these. We'll stop using them eventually. 1-5, this is another wrong warp. This is a bit harder. Double jump there. That's another piece of tech. Destroy a 2-frame window. I threw too low, so we're doing a backup. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, the double jump with Ratley. We'll talk more about that one later, but basically you can charge and... Yeah, there's an exploit with the charge mechanic that ends up making you start to jump and make the game think you're still on the ground, so it allows you to do another jump. This is basically the only source of major RNG in the run. You get these eggs. This is a fake egg. Off to a good start. There's two. It's a 50-50 whether these eggs are real or fake. This is a real one. I need 2 real eggs in total. Already got the first one. Fake. There we go. 3 fakes. Could be a lot worse. So, there we go. Okay. There's actually only 3 levels in the entire run that have randomness to them, and Crow is responsible for 2 of them, because one of the other stages is the refight against Crow. Alright, another wrong warp here if I don't mess it up with this chest. There we go. And the warp barrel is up here. And it's the stage. This is another sort of double jump. It's called a big boy. I missed it. Okay, there we go. No big boy. I think I went too soon or something. Anyway, we can take it the good old way if I fail the barrel. It's right under here. There we go. Shouldn't be that hard to get into. Okay. Okay, yeah, you could do a double jump from the bottom. Much quicker way to access that barrel, obviously. Alright. This is 2-3. Pretty interesting level, or it would be if there wasn't this warp arrow. This is actually the only forced fanfare. I haven't talked about fanfares yet, but when you hit this target, usually we hit the targets low so that it doesn't trigger this additional fanfare at the end by hitting the target from a high place. This is the only level in the run outside of bosses that has a forced fanfare after taking the warp arrow. And the interesting thing about that is that whenever you have a forced fanfare, you want to take it with Dixie, because her guitar solo is... it takes less time than Diddy's rap. So of course we routed it in so that you play that level as Dixie. This is the last warp arrow of the run. Okay. And then the next levels from here on out are gonna have a lot of movement to them. Okay, Cleaver. Another bit of RNG to this guy. These cannonballs can fall in random spots as well, but this doesn't impact the time that much. Definitely not nearly as much as Crow. Need to wait here a bit. Good. Bit of a sequence break here, because the lava fly. Okay, I can try again. There's a spot in the ledge where you can land and jump back onto mainland. Say it's 4 seconds. Of course, loses up more, a lot more if you fail it. Oh. Okay. I meant to place it down. Should be fine. Good. Okay, this feels like it should work now. Good. This ending section is pretty simple. And that was the first 2 words. So again, we're gonna see more full levels. I'd like to say that all these levels get played out in full, but they're still wrong warps. So some levels are gonna have some interesting ways to be ended quickly. Let's swap to Diddy. Diddy's faster. Oh, went pretty close to that guy. Too early? No, I'm not. Okay. I jump there. Charging. And there we go. Right before the sign. You don't want to run before the sign, because it plays out a little animation. The steam up is lower in the short term, but it stores a super jump. It's when you team throw into a barrel like that with an up throw. Next time you take damage and you hold B, you jump a lot higher. You can skip this whole section. Otherwise, you have to wait on that Payroll to slowly carry you over. Famer's Galleon? Oh yeah, to people who are photosensitive, you might want to look away in the stage. It's not... Well, yeah, it can be bad. But this is... Otherwise, this is a long acquitted level. Yeah, this flash. It was actually removed into the... when they re-released this game for like virtual consoles and on Switch, they actually removed this flash effect. Weather levels in this game are not, like, in theory, they're not too hard to optimize. But in practice, taking these corners tight is pretty difficult, and it's actually pretty rewarding as well. You save a lot more time than you think by taking these corners tight, and by not bonking like I did there. Okay. Goal swap? Oh yeah, I haven't explained goal swap. There are certain scenarios, usually when you're entering an area from like a Payroll or something. You enter an airborne state, and when you swap characters next to the target, you can do a faster swap, essentially. You hit the target with the swap, and it skips the rest of the animation as well. It's all these little time saves like these that, when you put them all together in one run, they really build up and make the difference. Oh yeah, this is a wrong word. Hi. Or rather, bye. That one was not done with an invisible object. There's another way to trigger the failsafe, which is with a Cutlass. There's a certain movement to them that is bugged. And so if you... The yellow Cutlasses there require taking a hit to trigger that movement, but basically if you are just exiting a launch Payroll and you're holding left or right on the D-pad while the Cutlasses are in a certain movement, it triggers the wronger. That is not the correct movement. Too much 102 practice. And yeah, reason being, one of their movement animation changes a byte related to the player's state as opposed to the Cutlass's. Also not the correct movement. We'll take this slowly. I jump there, okay. This level otherwise, like, you can't really save or lose too much time on this level because almost all these jumps are buffered. There's only like a couple spots where you want to skid off the ledge, and that can add a bit of variance. All right, there's a super jump here, followed by a wrong warp as well. Okay. Yeah, swapping on the water stores this super jump as well. Goes a lot higher. And since it is a climbing vertical stage, it helps a ton. Okay, become invisible, go back down. Here's a bonus Payroll, and here we go. The wrong warps work with bonus Payrolls as well, not just the warp Payrolls. All right. Staying a bit silent here because I know that this particular track has a lot of fence. I'm supposed to be a maze, but obviously I know where to go. There. And here's a clip. There's a spot in the vine that doesn't have a hitbox. Go swap. Here we go. Bosses are usually fought as Dixie, because again, after bosses you have a forced fanfare. And a lot of these bosses are actually Like, you can't really speed them up with this movement. So this is just fine to fight them with, and then you don't have to swap for defense there. Good. Oh yeah, this boss is boring. I'll just say it straight up. Wait for him to fall. One, two, three, four. Yeah, this lasts for 6 cycles. I'm gonna beat them on the right. To time these hits, the easy way to do this is to stand there, move away at a certain point, and then hit him with the back of the throw. And Dixie's hair is really useful for this because she pushes back the TNT by a ton. And the vision cube for that I and most people use as well is the breathing. So if I just pick up the payroll while standing on the spot here, if I just let it follow me, Dixie will always start breathing at the same moment, and then I can use her animation cycle as an indication. This one is almost up to breath. Alright, what went wrong in this run so far? I think I had a dash. Oh yeah, I died to Cleaver. That's right. Otherwise, it's not too bad. Alright. I'm gonna try a bit of a riskier strat here. Riskier route. If you swap to DD, this level gets quite a bit tougher. But it saves about a third of a second. Hardest part is right there, because that jump through the honey is a 2-frame window. Okay, and then we take a little detour. Taking Squitter doesn't really seem worth it until you see this trick coming up. Here. There we go, and you can set it up with Squitter. You go super fast. If you make a web under a hook and you dismount and you jump off the hook, it for whatever reason it makes the game push the camera forward by a ton, and it pushes the player with it. Okay, that was actually a pretty good stage. That's one of the toughest stages to do in optimally in the run. This one, by contrast, is one of the easiest. It's another scroller. Yeah, not much to say here. You can save a few frames, because that lost me a few frames. When you jump from one card to the next, I'm gonna be switching cards right here and in many more spots throughout this level. And save a few frames there because usually jumping as early as possible saves the most time. But it's actually pretty lenient too. There's multiple frames that you can jump off of and still save the most amount of frames, if that makes sense. So, yeah. This is a good spot to just unwind a bit. You can stop paying as much attention on this level. Not too much though. I've lost runs to this level because I was paying 0 attention. Like actually 0 attention. And yeah, obviously you gotta hit the tick payrolls to open the gates. DK coins, we don't really care about the DK coins in an 80% run, but if they're in the way, I'll take them. Why not? They don't lose any time to collect. There's no result screens or anything of the sorts. There's actually one forced DK coin. If you're going as fast as possible, you have to mandatorily get the DK coin in Rick the Race, which is 2 stages from now. Okay. And now I gotta start paying attention again, because this is one of the hardest run warps in the run. So here we go. A lot of specific movement here. Seems good. Oh, that looks sketchy. Alright. I think I had a bit of a close call there on the clash. Anyway. Another auto-scroller. Sort of. This one goes by a little bit quicker. Go back. Taking the booster Payroll makes you go faster. I don't remember by how much. Actually, I think surprisingly little. I think it only ends up saving like 5 seconds, which obviously is a ton, but like less than I originally would have thought. I'm not 100% sure on the number. Anyway, yeah, this DK con is forced here because if you're going as fast as possible, you'll end up in first place. And the reward for ending in first place, for finishing in first place, is a DK coin. Right. I am jumping in specific spots because there actually is the possibility of saving a few frames by jumping in specific spots of the railway. Right, this is the guy number 1, so I'll get the DK on here. But yeah, normally you want to jump off of big ledges. If there's a big downward section, you want to jump that off. Okay, this is a very technical level. Okay, that roll is free, by the way. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. How? Okay, now I need to skip that. That was not intentional. Although it did kind of skip me aside from that stuff. Okay, fine. I wanted to get hit by the mini crow at the top. I did not have enough speed for that. Okay, fine. We'll redo it the proper way. As I said, this is a pretty technical level. As I said, free. Saves 10 frames. That's a newer roll, actually. That one past the Beatles. Four-frame window there. That went too early. Okay. It will be a lot wiser to just get the checkpoint and not go for that 4-frame window. Still free. Ooh, I went close there. Okay, that was much better. Alright. At the risk of jinxing it, there shouldn't be much risk of death in the second half of the level. Messed up this movement. Get cannonball. There's a wrong warp. Should work. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that wrong warp saves less time than most of the other wrong warps that you do in the run, because it's done towards the end. But there's actually still a fair amount of the level left. So it still saves a good amount of time. Oh yeah, that team throw is also a super jump. Skips a pretty large section as well. Although there's multiple ways to do that skip. That's not the only one. Okay. I'm gonna go for something I shouldn't be going for. In fact, I'll not go for it. There we go. I did not feel good about that lineup. There's a jump that you have to do very close to the death barrier. Saves like half a second. If you die, you don't get the checkpoint in this level. So, all right. I'm glad I skipped it. All right, boss. One, I believe it's the only boss that's fought as an animal body in this game, at least. Okay, you have to think like this thing's hitbox is actually pretty small. pretty easy to miss this guy, and if things go off script, it's kind of a disaster. I think I was close to the 2 cycle. There's a 1 frame window to hit him as he's forming the bees, and it ends up registering a hit early and allows for a 2 cycle fight later when you destroy the rest of the bees. Alright, not too bad. Ward 5. This is probably the most dangerous section of the run. I'll do the damage boost route. I shouldn't be doing the damage boost route in a marathon, but just for the sake of showing off a newly found strat, this one. You take damage here, and then you roll through this clubber. I just wanted to show that one off. It is faster, but like it is faster to play this level as 1 Kong due to some complicated reasons, but I'm playing this as 1 Kong, so I probably should have gotten that check, but whatever, I'll be fine, right? I'll be fine. But yeah, it's pretty dangerous, so if I get hit once here, gotta redo the entire level. Pretty cool level, this one. It's probably one of my favorites, standard left to right stages. Alright, that one was very dangerous. And that's a faster way to hit the goal. Okay. Okay, glad I didn't implode on that level. Alright, another sort of auto-scroller. This one, you do kind of gotta pay a lot of attention to this level, because, again, I'm doing a lot of seemingly random jumps that save a few frames each. And like this level being really long, and there being a lot of spots where you can jump and save frames, you actually end up building up a lot of time save just doing these extra jumps. General rule is any uphill section you wanna jump on like this, and as far as downhill sections go, you only wanna jump down big ones like this one. That's the general rule of thumb, at least. You also jump into doors high. Sees a few frames. And yeah, that downhill section is a lot smaller, and you don't need to jump. You don't need to jump it. Or this one. Get this Payroll. Done that mistake in practice. And now this is, I'm gonna try to show, I'll give this a few tries. I might have to mercy kill this one though. This is the most difficult wrong warp in the run that's been done by a human. I'll give this a few tries, but this one is actually like, it's actually really tough. There's a good chance that it'll take me a few tries. There's only one beetle in the entire level, so I need to take it and carry it. And the worst offender is this pillar section. Yeah, I knew it. I got my speed eaten. There are certain sections of the pillar. If you're on an unfortunate pixel location, it just eats some of your speed. There's some really strict timing on those jumps. Too early. Okay, I'll give this at least another try. The reason why I'm bouncing on these clampons here at the start is just to set up the memory locations correctly. So this beetle occupies a certain spot in memory. It's gonna be useful for when I actually need to throw this. That one went close. Alright, through the pillars, it's not over yet though. Ah, too early. Alright, I'll try this again. Here comes the pillars. Close. Ah, I was a bit late this time. Okay, I'll give this one more try and then I'll just give up and beat this one worthless. Also, how many lives do I have? I think 6. While trying this wrong warp, the life counter sometimes comes up as an important bit of information. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, we'll beat this warpless. Maybe, hopefully. I'll get the checkpoint. Because I don't trust this. There's a PK barrel here. Right here. Walking, swap. Alright. Now we're back on track. This is otherwise a really cool stage without the wrong warp. The wrong warp itself doesn't even save that much time. It saves about 5 seconds, if done correctly. Obviously, obviously loses a few minutes if not done correctly. Almost died. We're gonna do close swap. Okay. That wrong warp, like it can drag on for a long while before getting it once. I'm sorry I wasn't able to show it off this time, but there was a chance I wasn't gonna have enough time to show it off in the end anyway. I almost got it though. Once you oh yeah, by the way, they don't hover there. Okay, we're gonna use the iframes. Yeah, the stage is really cool, really looks very good visually. Did I get the headbutt? Okay. 3. Almost got it, yeah. Once I got to the cliff part, as soon as, like, if I had gotten the throw there onto the cliff, you get the beetle and yourself up the cliff, and that's the spot where you do the wrong warp. There's a bonus payroll up there. So, I guess just filling the dots. That's how the wrong warp looks like. Alright. I feel that clubber bounce in my PB. It's still biting me to this day. This is also a very dangerous level. You're going over pits, you're making instant webs, which have some specifics to them. If you fail a single one, you are most likely dead into a pit. So I'm definitely getting this checkpoint. Alright, that's part number 1. That one was died. Should work. Alright, that could have taken a lot longer than it did. That's good. Yeah, Wetwoods, it's famous for becoming an infinite. If you die once to that stage, it becomes pretty tilting in a pretty subconscious way. So it's very likely for someone to just die once in Wetwoods and just die twice and thrice and thrice, etc. It's good to have gotten that in first go. Oh yeah, this is the new match against Crow. Again, these barrels can spawn in random locations. This is the best spawn, okay. The second phase is the most influential. That did not go as planned. Okay, fine. Right at the end, that was the last... Basically the last chance of that. Ropes are Dixie. Dixie's a little bit worse climbing ropes than Diddy is. And obviously I'm moving on the webs in a certain way to manipulate their fall in certain spots. Because they spawn where they drop where the player is. This is the worst spawn on the other hand. Last one. This one loses about 3 seconds. Alright, try again. That went a lot better, okay. And that's it. Swap to Dixie again because our temper is shorter. This is one level where playing as Dixie... Well, due to the routing in the previous levels, you can't really start this fight as Dixie. So that makes it a little bit tricky to just like start as Dixie and have the convenient fanfare. But on top of that, like climbing ropes as Diddy is just a lot more convenient as well. Oh yeah, you're supposed to get the... You forget certain things when you start speedrunning. But yeah, you're supposed to get in guard barrel. We don't really play this stage the proper way. This is the latest. At this point, it's about a year old, but this is the most recently found major trick. Here we go. That should work. Perfect. So that's a zip. You swap characters inside a wall, and due to the fact that the swap animation underwater does not freeze the world around you, you have the possibility of getting hit during the swap animation, which can put you inside a wall. And you just zip. It's very convenient that the target is up there, because you can zip in a lot of places in the game, in a lot of underwater stages. But the problem is the camera usually doesn't follow you, and it's just very convenient at that level that the goal, the end of the stage is right there. It basically spawns as soon as you start the stage, so you can just jump on that target. And if the camera doesn't follow you, you might be thinking that you could play the game blind. That's fine. That's a very short path. That you could play the stage blind, but there's also this thing where if the camera is not following the player, it doesn't allow them to move. It just locks them in place. So yeah, that's a bit problematic. This is a skip. This might not work. Okay. that got it tight. Yeah, if you get hit there, yeah, it's a small skip. It saves a few seconds, but the problem is if you fail it, if you get hit, as you'll see, you need to mandatorily start the next level with 2 Kongs, because there's a wronger. Spoilers. And you need 2 Kongs at the start of the level, otherwise you can't do the wronger. And so if you get hit right there, since there's no other DK barrels throughout the rest of the level, you need to actually go back in Arctic Abyss, get the DK barrel, and then you exit the level and then you can start this. Yeah, you need 2 Kongs because you use this DK barrel to do the wrong. There we go, that should work. Good, so that skips 5 minutes auto-scroller. One of the best wrong ropes in the run, honestly. Alright, this is a cool stage. Literally. Oh, I failed that roll. That's okay. Look at this. Take this slow. There's a much faster movement there, but I haven't practiced it in so long. Okay. There's also fast movement here, I'm not gonna risk it. Wait for this guy, I'll get checkpoint because I don't trust myself. And now we're completely back on track. Because now I'm playing STD. There's an invisibility payroll there. It's worth picking up because you get to roll through all these beads here. Alright, this is another wrong warp. The stage is normally pretty cool if you played in full. This is a really cool stage to play. But there's this wrong warp right at the start. Right here. Down. There we go. So that one is also a bit finicky. You need to really mind the small movement adjustments. Okay, this is arguably the hardest level in the game to do optimally. If it's not the hardest, it's the second hardest. Because this relies a lot on correcting double jumps. This might just be my most practiced level. Pretty good. Alright, gonna get the checkpoint. This area is a little bit easier to do optimally, but not that much easier. Because you still have a billion corners to try and cut as tight as possible. Also, there's this that I failed. You can like barely go under that red B. And you get to save the damage boost for later. I'm gonna take down these bees. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay. That section is short-lived. Okay, that's the level. That was actually not too bad. Like the directing section went pretty okay. All right, so the run is almost over. Now there's World 7, which consists of 2 levels. One being a normal level and the other one being the Payroll duel. This level coming up is pretty dangerous as well, which is right at the end of the run too, so. Okay. Good. Alright, that went pretty well. I'm gonna get the checkpoint. A lot of dangerous strats in that first section. I skipped the race. Unfortunately, I went a bit too soon, so I also ended up getting hit in the process. So let's hope everything goes well here. At worst, I got the checkpoint. So I'm not gonna have to redo that beginning section. Billion corners to try and take optimally here as well. It's another individual level that I practiced a lot. No, okay. I guess I was not pulling left during that moment. Okay, and that's it. Whew. A lot of the more dangerous levels in this run actually went well. What was it? Just Mudhole Marsh, Gusty Glade that I tried the wrong warp and just gave up on. Cleaver I had a death on. Otherwise, this run was pretty okay. Yeah, this is Ciro. Yeah, I'm basically just calling this run down because Payroll doesn't really have that much to it. It's referred to as a glorified cutscene between speedrunners because, I mean, there's not much you can do to speed this up. You just take the cannonballs and try to throw them into his blunderbuss as quickly as possible. Other than that, it's just a winning game. This is about 3 minutes long. Good thing there's good music here. That was pretty good throw. If you want to be truly optimal, yeah, you see how the gun, when you start sucking in, there's particle effects. If you really want to be optimal, you can try and get a dustless throw, where there's 0 particles coming out of it. That was not anywhere near dustless. That was the wrong throw. Okay. Also nowhere near dustless, but now I'm playing as Dixie. Her throw animation is a bit slower. So the normal vehicles I have don't really work. Or they do work, but they're not optimal. Okay, just for the sake of safety. I'm gonna get Diddy Kong back here. You got the DK Payroll every 3 cycles. Alright, I'm gonna attempt this trick, hoping he doesn't soft block me again. Okay, we're good. I found out that there's a soft lock that can happen here. That, if I'm not mistaken, also happened during a marathon here on SpeedGaming. And that was the first time I'd ever seen that soft lock. It happens when you throw your partner and they land on the ground at the same frame that Diddy gets frozen here. So yeah. But yeah, it's a small trick. If you do a team throw while you get frozen, you get permanently blue Diddy. You can also swap characters and get blue Dixie. I guess we can end the run with her. To avoid getting sucked in. If you're Diddy, you can literally just hold left and Y and it'll never suck you in. With Dixie, you gotta roll and jump cancel these rolls. Or you just bait Ciro to spawn further left and it's a lot safer. Okay, get a cannonball. Yeet! That's not where I expected him to spawn. Okay, fine. Alright, time is coming up. Barely not a 44, but that's okay. Decent run. You know, taking into account the deaths I had in Dusty Blade. That was pretty good. Alright, and that's the video game. That was the 80% run. This game also has another ending that you achieve. Normally you achieve it when you complete the game at 102%, which is this game's completion percentage. Yeah, this is just the normal ending, which is what we aim to achieve in the 80% run. So that's it. That's the end of the run. The credits here are pretty long, so I would suggest not playing them out in full. They last over 10 minutes. So I guess if I guess that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed this run, and yeah, if you're interested in running Donkey, there's a wiki, there's a Discord, of course, and hope you enjoyed the rest of the marathon. That was my run.